Hello, it's Charles Lewis, author of The Diamond Mind, The Law of Attraction based on ancient scriptures and modern day practitioners. It's available on Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Today's message is hurt people hurt themselves. So we've all heard the phrase hurt people hurt other people. So I use that basically to help people in the process of forgiving somebody that's done something to them. So if a person does something wrong to you, they're hurting themselves. Negative energy is always looking for a host. So it's too much for them to hang on to it themselves. So they typically take it out on the people that are closest to them. And even though it's only a temporary relief, they would rather some relief than none at all. So, and it most likely stems from something that happened to them, whether it was in their childhood or as an adult. Something happened and to that particular individual, and they didn't properly address that trauma. So they took that trauma on to, the next situation or next relationship or whatever the case may be. So, I use that to help me forgive people. Like, okay, so that person is hurting. I mean, it was more, what they did to me, it was more about them than it was about me. So if you view it, from that perspective, it's a lot easier to forgive people. You're not justifying what they did, but you understand the circumstances that took place that led them to inflict that trauma onto you. So we've already discussed that. But let's just focus a little bit more on how your pain is hurting yourself more than it's hurting another person. So people that are hurting hurt themselves. So if you're hurting, not only will you try to project that hurt onto somebody else, and it's typically the closest people to you, you are hurting yourself internally. Like, you are literally killing yourself. It stresses out your body. Your body cannot operate efficiently. I said before that the mind and the body are alike in the fact that you have to free them from toxins in order for them to operate efficiently. So if your mind is full of past hurts and unforgiveness, there is no way that you can be in proper alignment to receive everything that the source wants you to have. And like I said, you are literally killing yourself. Like, epigenetics is pretty much, it talks about how, we inherit these defective genes, and there's a trigger sitting right on top of that defective gene, right? So depending on your diet and your environment and your stress level will determine whether that clicks on or not. So you see these people that have these diseases popping up in like their 30s or 40s. They might get diabetes or MS, or a lot of different things kick in later on in age, because your stress level has in turn that all of the negative genes that can impact you in a negative way, it's turned them on, right? So once it's turned on, now you could turn it back off, but now you have to deal with that. So now it takes a stressful situation that you're going through psychologically into a physical situation. So you have to battle things on both fronts, both mentally and physically. So like the CDC reports that 110 million people die a year and directly related to stress. So not only are you preventing yourself from being happy, you're preventing yourself from having fruitful relationships, because Every relationship you have after somebody hurts you, you're taking that baggage, if you don't get it addressed, to the next relationship, and you're ruining that relationship. Nobody wants to be around you. You just, and now you have the physical pain on top of that. So that one occurrence, or maybe those 2 or 3 major occurrences that happened that created the trauma in your life, are happening all over and over again. When you relive it in the brain reacts as if it's just happening now. It doesn't distinguish between, because time is only applicable here on the surface. The brain, and especially in the subconscious mind, there is no time. So when you relive that, it's like it's happening right now. So what I'm saying is, they did something to you one time, okay? Acknowledge it. Absorb the wisdom from it and let it go. You're worth more. That's it. My prayer for you is that you're healthy, wealthy, and wise. Have a great day.